Dragons Live, presented by Form Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm John Webby Webking and welcome to Dragons Live. On today's show, we're diving into the fall season as we approach homecoming week. We'll hear from head coaches on their team's progress thus far, check in with our new #FiredUp Fan Zone Rewards app with softball's Carly Williamson, see who won the big race between AD Doug Peters and President Blackhurst, and of course, top plays, recaps, and all that fun stuff. But first, let's start by meeting our newest MSUM head coach, Christy Chappell.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you came to MSUM.
I've been playing soccer since I was 10. I've pretty much been in love with the sport since then. So I've always wanted to be a part of it, and I got the opportunity to play for 4 years at a Division II school, and then I got to play overseas for a little bit and just started my coaching trajectory after that. As an assistant for right around 9 years, I just felt that MSUM was a really good opportunity for me to start my coaching career as a head coach. I really like the Division II philosophy. Just academics are super important, and so are athletics, but it just seems like a really good balance for the student athlete. And also just the opportunity to come back to this area, I really like it. I think it's a great, safe community for young women to develop. So those are some of the reasons that I came back here to the area and to the NSIC conference.
What is it like to take over a team that was essentially created by somebody else?
It's exciting because it's so rare in your career that you get to take a team like this that you don't know and just kind of see what you have and mold them with the time that you do have with them. It's also can be a little bit challenging because the things that I want to do and, pieces that I want to implement in the program, it's not their fault that they now have a new coach and that they weren't recruited by me. But the great thing about this team is I think that they've really bought into everything that I want to do. And they've, really committed to the philosophy that I have. So although it definitely has its moments where it's challenging, it's also been super exciting because of the way the girls have responded to me.
What do you think about the start of the season so far, 2-5, and doing well?
I'm a super competitive person, and I think that we've actually had the opportunity to win all of our games. So I think that's exciting because it shows me that we can score goals, we can connect passes, we can defend well. We just really need to put a 90-minute game together. I think we've put maybe some 85-minute games together, we put some 60-minute games together, but we really have to do that full 90, and I think the team's getting closer and closer to that all the time. I am really happy that we are able to score because I think that was a problem the team had in the past, so now we've got to bridge that gap of not giving up goals and still scoring. So,
what does the Chappell era look like for MSUM soccer?
I think I'm in the business of creating strong young women. That's really what college athletics, I think, does above all else. We're just really lucky that we get to also play a sport that we all love. So that's what I'm looking to do when they're finished with the program. I want a player to get better in their 4 years here. So when I recruit them, I'm looking at projecting where they're going to be their freshman year. After they're here for their freshman year, we'll reevaluate every single year beyond that. What weakness can I take in their game? Use the spring to make it a strength so that by the time they're a senior, they're a very complete player that's shown growth and development on the field and also off the field. So that's sort of what I'm looking to do as a coach because it's about the sport, but it's also about what you're going to do when you're finished with the program.
Thank you, Coach, for your time and good luck. Now, let's get into some of the soccer highlights, starting with Minnesota Crookston. Here's the save by Von Burke. She was tough in the net all game long. Here's another save, keeping the Dragons in this one. Eventually, Lindsay Dommel from Crookston would get this goal in overtime. Oh, heartbreaker. Dragons lose 1-0. Dahl with 3 shots on goal and that winning goal you just saw. Black Hills State came to Nemzik for a contest. Here's Katie Nielsen with the header, getting Black Hills State ahead early, 1-0. Then MSUM's Jessica Johnson ties the game up 1-1, making it a very close one. Eventually, Annika Greeny from MSUM would get the rebound off the save, puts it in the back of the net, Dragons would go on to win it 2-1 for their first win of the season. Northern State would come on 9-11 for a soccer contest, but just 15 seconds into the game, Anna Bondi from Northern puts it in the back of the net. 1-0 Northern gets out to the early lead. Bondi would be the story in this one. She would complete the entire hat trick for Northern as they take the win 4-0. Bondi 7 shots, 3 goals. Von Berg 11 saves. Southwest Minnesota State comes to Nemzik. Here's a deep shot from Jessica Johnson, puts the Dragons ahead 1-0. Later in the second, Annika Greeny on the penalty kick, goes up in the air, rebound, and in. Goal. Dragons 2-0 would get the win 2-1, their second win of the season. This was followed by 3 losses lately to Sioux Falls, Duluth, and St. Cloud State University. The 2 and 5 Dragons are heading on the road against Augie and Wayne before battling Crookston for the Highway 75 Rock on the 7th. Bemidji stops by Nemzik on the 9th, then Mankato and Concordia St. Paul on the 15th and 16th. We wished our own AD Doug Peters good luck as he challenged our MSUM president and frequent distant runner Ann Blackhurst to a race. The Dragon Twilight Community 2K was the site which took place at the end of the night, maybe because then not as many people could see Doug struggle. Here's more.
It started a little bit rainy, but ended up being a wonderfully cool night for cross country at the TC Storm soccer fields in South Moorhead. First up, the women's Randy Smith 4K. 9 teams facing off in the event. Dragons would finish 3rd behind Hugh Mary and Minnesota Duluth. Top performers for the Dragons was Molly Montoni, who took 5th, Mackenzie Smith at 6th, and Marissa Carlson at 14th. On the men's side, dominance. The NSIC Cross Country Athlete of the Week, and for a good reason, crushing the Fred Dinky 6K, Cody Christ. But behind him was all red and white, the next 4 to be exact. Josh Young, Brady Spiker, Joshua Ernst, and Jay Bewer all finished the race in that order to take a massive victory at the meet, making it 2 straight years as the victor. After the Dragon Twilight's conclusion, there was a Community 2K that was open to the public, but our own AD Doug Peters and President Ann Blackhurst took it to the next level and challenged one another to see who would finish first.
Doug, what do you think is going to happen right now?
Well, I think it'll be close until we get to the first corner. After that, it's up for grabs.
I predict we'll both finish.
And they're off, staying with each other for the first few meters, but right before the first K, Dougie Fresh starts struggling, and a competitive marathon runner had no problems crushing through the course and eventually taking the victory.
It was a mistake for Doug to make the challenge, apparently. You wiped him pretty good.
Actually, Doug's a great sport, and I know he did it for the benefit of the university and the cross-country program. So,
how did it feel to get waxed by your boss?
Well, I was kind of expecting it. She is a runner at a much higher level than I am. But I'll tell you what, it felt good to get out there and run. And you know, one of the things I was trying not to throw up out there on the course was just thinking it was fun to experience the same thing our student athletes experience, although they experience it at a much higher level. You know, to be able to feel the same pain and burning in your thighs and your stomach and not being able to catch your breath and still keep on going. You know, it's fun to experience that every now and then to remind yourself of what they're doing and what they're training like on a daily basis.
At the end, great sportsmanship and a very loud voice silenced by our very fast President Blackhurst. Congratulations to her, and glad Doug held in his lunch.
Picking on him gets me fired up. Still to come on Dragons Live, we've got head volleyball coach Tammy Blake to talk about the start to their season. Stay with us. Welcome back to Dragons Live. We met our new soccer coach to start us off, so we decided to catch up with head volleyball coach Tammy Blake to learn about her team's start in the always brutal Northern Sun. Tammy, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to us a little bit about Media Day when you described your team as the new Dragon volleyball team. What did you mean by that? And tell us about kind of some of the personnel that make that true.
Yeah, well, last season we graduated 5 seniors in the program, and so that was a lot to graduate, and we had redshirted a lot of our incoming freshmen last season. And so with the new recruits that we have coming in, plus the ones that we redshirted, there's not a lot of game experience with those starters that you see out there within the program. Some of the new kids we have are Taylor Leesmeyer, for example, who's a junior college transfer from Lincoln, Nebraska. Nice. So yeah, we're excited with her to be in the program. She brings some experience and adds some depth because we graduated 2 middles last season. The other kids are like Courtney Sabichka, who's one of the top 100 players, in the state of Minnesota. So she's taken over that role on the outside as a starting outside for us. Another kid in the program that is taking over, she's been in the program, but Monica Vega is taking over the libero role.
Definitely.
Monica coming out of Ada Borup, we've had some really good liberos in the past from there with Katie Ness being an All-American for us and Libero of the Year. And you know what? Monica's stepping up and filling those shoes pretty well. So we're excited. So we hope that Ada keeps producing those type of kids that we can go after. So yeah. Carly Mislowski from Underwood, is a returner, so we're fortunate to have her. She's one of our captains this year, so she's, stepping up into that role pretty well. Sarah Hagler is a redshirted freshman from Candu, was Class B Player of the Year, and she's taken on the other middle position, and she's doing a great job in there, just learning the speed of the game, I think getting adjusted to that. And then our quarterback, our setter, is Michaela Wenzel, who was state champion at Chaska High School. So she's taken over that setter role, and she's stepping up to the plate with that as well. So.
And I had the fortune of running PA for one of our last games, and I remember reading through the lineup, seeing a lot of redshirt freshmen to start that, and then you had a couple of road trips that you got some good competition in. Tell us a little bit about what you learned about this young team at those tournaments.
Yeah, so started out the year, we went to Iowa and played there and went 3-1 down there, and that was really, really good competition for us down there. We felt that the one area that was pretty strong for us was our ball control, which is our passing and our defense. And if you have that, you should be able to, add the offense along with that. Areas we need to improve on are our blocking. We have to get a little bit better with that side of the game. Maybe being a little bit more aggressive on the serving end. Then the next weekend we head to Wisconsin. A little bit tougher competition down there for us. Ended up 2-2, but easily could have been 3-1 in that situation. And again, it went back to, we could be a little bit stronger on the blocking side. We felt our defense and our passing kept us in the game. Offense, there's some things we need to tweak in that and certain serve-receive rotations, but we'll get there. They're learning every day as we go along. I also have a new coaching staff this year. That was the other thing I meant by that. Yeah, so we have Madison Halterman, an Omaha girl, so we got a little Nebraska theme going on here. She went to Tennessee State. She was Libero of the Year there, so she really helps out on that ball control and defensive side for us as well. And then I have Bob Jones, and Bob comes with a lot of experience. He was at North Dakota State as an assistant. He was on that staff when they took like second in the nation when the NCC was still around. So has that kind of experience, and then he's been over at Concordia for the last 15 years. And so he comes with a lot of experience, and a lot of knowledge of the area and recruiting. And so really excited to have those two on staff as well. So it feels like I have a new job, Webby.
Hopefully it's an easier job with those two around.
Yes, they do make it a lot easier. And so, it feels like I have a new job, but I go to the same office every day and stuff. But it's been fun and definitely a growth year for us. A situation I have not been in the 22 years that I've been here, with having a whole group of freshmen like this. So it's new for Coach Blake.
New freshmen, new coaches, new year for you. But one thing does stay the same, and it's our league and how tough it is. The last 3 games that you've played were against top 15 teams in the nation in a row. So just tell us about what you learned when you see a young team face high-level competition like that.
Yeah, I think the way to describe it would be peaks and valleys, because we're playing teams that are the top 10 in the nation, and yet you look at one of our scores at Northern State, 23-25, right? Yeah. And against Wayne State, who's like 4th in the nation, 23-25 one set, and then the next set we let them go on a long run of like starting out like 8-1, and then and then battle back from that. That's a long deficit. So our team has to learn to stop the runs, you know, and so I think the best way to describe it is at times we're really, really good, and at times we're not so good, and we need to learn how to, you know, stop those runs. And if we can do that, you know, I think we got some good things going on. So.
And finally, looking ahead, Southwest State, Sioux Falls this weekend. What does the team really need to get some wins on the board, and then looking forward into the NSIC schedule, come out with a good record?
Yeah, I think learning how to stop the runs. We need to become a little bit better with our blocking, and then also just upping our offense a little bit more. And so those are we got to get some more tools in the toolbox with our offense, and if we can do that, that will definitely help close the gap on some of those teams that we're playing that are the ranked teams, and maybe come out with a W. So.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us here on Dragons Live. Appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck. All right, let's get into some volleyball highlights for your viewing pleasure. As Coach said, the year began in Iowa at the Country Inn & Suites Invitational. Dragons win 3-2 versus Cardinal Stritch and Waldorf, then fall 2-3 versus Central Methodist. They bounce back with 3-0 wins versus Mount Mercy University before heading to Wisconsin. A 3-1 loss to start against Central Michigan, then 2 wins against Wisconsin teams from Parkside and Lake Superior before falling to Northern Michigan. Now to the highlights. A little slow on your advances there, partner. Yep. It's Dragons versus Minot State, set by Michaela Wenzel to Ellie Rutten for the big kill. Dragons would lead early in the first. Another set by Wenzel leads to a Maslowski kill right cross court. Dragons still ahead by a lot. And here's the match-winning kill by Selbichka. Dragons win in 3 straight sets over Minot State. Dragons would then face the University of Mary and begin a tough 3-game stretch against top 15 opponents in the country. 2 losses there against Mary and Northern State before returning home against Wayne State. Number 4 in the country. We start off well with a kill here by Maslowski in the first set. Dragons tie it up 2-2. Now Ellie Rutten moving around the net gets the big block, 15-10 MSUM in set number 2. But Wayne State would be very tough. Here's Frauendorfer in set 3, takes the nice lead 14-5. And here's a kill by Mariah Halverson from Wayne State, taking 23-13 lead in set 3. Wayne State would just prove too much, winning in 3 straight sets. Vega with 21 digs and Wenzel with 12 assists. Then Augustana comes into Nemzik here. Bailey Cook from Augie, 4-0 lead in the first set with the kill. Michaela Larson gets MSUM back on the map with the kill there. 21-12 Augie in the second set. Lensmeyer here moving along the net, gets a nice block. 6-6 in the third set. And here's Augie, again, too much for a ranked opponent, wins in 3 straight sets. That is their 3rd loss to a top 15 opponent in the same amount of matches. Dragons now sit at 2-5, heading into the Southwest State Sioux Falls weekend. Also giving us her time today for our MSUM Student Athlete Point of View is senior softball player Carly Williamson. Carly, thanks for joining us.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
You're here to kind of give us a little point of view, but first I want to talk about the fall session of the softball season. How's that going? How's the team looking so far?
The fall season's going really well. We have a lot of new incoming talent and a lot of returners as well. So far we're playing well and we're getting a lot of wins. We're seeing some of the best ball we've played in quite a while, so that's exciting.
Good. That's awfully encouraging. And the real reason why you're here is we wanted to get your point of view on something that Dragon Athletics is doing a little bit new this year. It's our hashtag Fired Up Fan Zone Rewards app. And you're here not just because we want to check in with Dragon Softball, but also you're number 10 on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you think about the Rewards app and how to use it, and why you and the softball team are so active on it.
Well, the Fired Up app is absolutely awesome. It's a great way to, support all of the other teams on campus, and the softball team loves to show their face at all of these different things, as well as a lot of the other sports, because if you support other sports, they're going to support you as well. But in the meantime, you can also have a lot of fun with earning a tons of cool rewards, including Fitbits, Garmin's, Beats, all sorts of different things. But the softball team's super competitive with it because we have if whatever team helps support the other teams the most gets a really cool like trophy or a giant reward at the end. And the softball team's super competitive. Our coach is super competitive. And so we're really trying our best to not only support, but also to hopefully win.
I think we can. It's fair to say that there's a lot of competitive people within Dragon Athletics.
Yeah.
But I've looked at a couple of the events, and no joke, softball is killing it in supporting all the other teams. Good luck in getting there. I also want to talk to you while I have you here a little bit about you're on campus a lot, and you have a lot of roles on campus. What's your other jobs on campus in your involvement here at MSUM?
Oh goodness. I am a Dragon ambassador. I'm also a student orientation counselor. I work for, or I'm also participating in SAC, which is the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. The list goes kind of on and on.
So, I mean, tell us a little bit about what you do in those kind of roles, especially like as a Dragon ambassador and representing MSUM.
Yeah, well, as a Dragon ambassador, I not only give tours for students to come and visit campus, but also I get to show people why I love MSUM so much, which is super easy to do, and it's easy to persuade people to come here and explain to them all of the awesome benefits at MSUM when you're totally into it as well. So I get to give tours, and I also get to work with a lot of really cool faculty and show Dragon pride all the time. As a student orientation counselor, I get to be incredibly energetic, but also make the transition to college a lot easier for students that are coming from high school because it's such a big change. And then as a student athletic advisory committee member, I get to be a voice for the athletes on specifically the softball team, but then in general, a voice for all of the athletes here at MSUM, which is really cool.
Well, thank you for all you do for MSUM. Good luck in the rest of the fall season here for softball, and can't wait to see all the fun stuff this spring.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks a lot. As she mentioned, our Fired Up Fan Zone Rewards app is available for everyone right now. That means everyone is a winner. Just come to the games, get points, win prizes including Dragon gear, gift cards, and even a car for a year from Valley Imports. No joke. Just go to msumdragons.com/firedup for everything you need for the rewards app. We've got a lot more coming up on Dragons Live, including recaps, your athletes of the week, and of course, the Dragons Live Top 5. Stay tuned.
Another day. And just like every day, it never seems to slow down. But you have a plan. Grab a cup, grab the paper, and grab a little time. Just for you. It's worth it. Don't get the paper? Just grab the phone. Call now and save up to 60% off the newsstand price. Journalists, bringing the story home every day.
Last Dragons Live, we gave you a quick preview of the fall sports before opening day at Shields Field. Now, 1 month later, let's see who's making headlines with our Courtyard by Marriott Athletes of the Week since our last show. August 29th through September 4th, Ashley German and Jerry Ray. German's solid play in the midfield position helped the Dragons to 1-1 on the week. MSUM lost a tough 1-0 double overtime contest to Minnesota Crookston before rebounding 2-1 over Black Hills State. Ray had a strong all-around performance to help the Dragon football team to a 41-24 season opening win over Wayne State. He shared with the team lead 8 tackles, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery with 3 pass breakups. September 5th through the 11th, Cody Christ and Monica Vega. Christ, who was named the NSIC Cross Country Athlete of the Week for the first time in his Dragon career, had an impressive start to his cross country season as he won the Fred Danke 6K at the Dragon Twilight. Vega continued her strong start to the season for the Dragons at the libero position, averaging 4.79 digs per set in the Wisconsin Parkside Tournament. September 12th through the 18th, Damon Gibson and Katie West. Gibson hauled in a career-high 11 passes for 101 yards and a touchdown in the 23-21 win over Upper Iowa. It was his 4th straight 100-yard receiving game dating back to last season. West led the Dragon women's golf team to an 11-stroke dual win over Minnesota Crookston at the Moorhead Country Club. She shot 2 rounds of 90 to finish with a 36-hole total of 180, which placed her 2nd overall. Now let's go to the highlights. Opening day at Shields Field versus Wayne State, a 25-yard touchdown pass from Carr to Ambrose. 7-0 MSUM with the early lead. Now 8-yard tutty run by Carr with the keeper, 14-3 MSUM. Dragons keep pouring it on now. Carr clapping away with an 11-yard touchdown pass to one of his favorite targets. You guessed it, Damon Gibson. touchdown, 41-24. MSUM, your final car was 26 of 36 for 288. Gibson, big game, 8 passes for 156 yards and 2 scores. Dragons then would head on the road against nationally ranked University of Sioux Falls. They were within 7 points in the fourth quarter against Sioux Falls, but came up short on the road, losing 42-21 to the Cougars. The Dragons defense forced 5 turnovers in the game, including 4 interceptions. Offensively, Carr was 20 of 41 passing for 252 with 2 scores, intercepted twice, and junior receiver Damon Gibson had another huge day with 9 catches for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dragons back home against Upper Iowa Peacocks, a 9-yard touchdown pass from Carr to Gibson, 6-0 Dragons early. Now, a 12-yard touchdown pass now to Ambrose, 13-7 MSUM. 10 yards, touchdown, Portis for Upper Iowa makes it a tight 23-21 game. Upper Iowa drives down for the field goal, and it's blocked, no good. Dragon D holds and takes the win. Here's what Lockway had to say.
Dragon defense came up with a bunch of big stops in big situations. What do you got to say about their performance today?
I don't know if you can say enough about their performance. I mean, the amount of plays they had to play against this team, against that quarterback, kept battling, kept holding ourselves in, gave us a shot to win when the offense wasn't doing much, and they gave us a chance, and that's all we asked for.
Dragons on the road last weekend against MSU Mankato, number 21 in the country. They're on the road again against Minnesota Duluth. Before coming home for homecoming on October 8th, the first night homecoming game in a long time. Fireworks after, tailgating before. Should be a great time. You can catch that game on MSUM Dragons TV station, WDAY's Extra. We saw the Dragon Twilight recap earlier. The men's team boosted their national ranking to 18th, while the women took a good finish at the Roy Griak Invitational with senior Molly Montoni taking a top 5 finish. Men took 6th place at the same event. Next up is the Jamestown Jimmy's Invitational on the 7th, then quickly into the postseason with the NSIC Championships on the 22nd. To golf. An 8th place finish in Bemidji, then a win over Minnesota Crookston in a 2-day duel. Dragons won by 11, with senior Katie West leading the way with a 2nd place finish with 180 over 2 days. Then a 10th place finish at Southwest last weekend. This week, a Monday-Tuesday affair in Sioux Falls to finish the fall portion of their season. And finally, I can't believe it's already here, but our first winter-ish sports season. Swimming starts their season on the weekend of the 8th with a 3 p.m. alumni meet. Regular season action begins in Michigan on the 14th and 15th. We're in the thick of it here at MSUM, so let's have a little fun with our Papa John's teammate game.
I'm Carly Maslowski. I'm a senior on the volleyball team, and I'm majoring in elementary education.
I'm Katie Myers. I'm a senior on the volleyball team, and my major is biology. All right, they move really slowly. There's one in Ice Age. His name is Sid.
Oh, the sloth.
Yeah. Okay. They kind of look like alpacas.
Llama?
Yeah. Becca likes them.
Horses.
Or Sid. They're big. Shoot.
Okay, he's on Sesame Street. He's
Elmo.
yellow.
Big Bird.
Yep. It's a little character that kids watch. He has like a hammer, and he drives a...
Bob the Builder?
Yep. I don't know what that is. Winnie the Pooh, and he
Eeyore?
has orange and black
Tigger.
stripes. Yep.
Quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Swimmer in the Olympics is really good.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah. I don't know who that is. Oh, the Bulls, number 23. Legend.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. On the women's soccer team for USA. Wow, that was
Who
so
was
fast.
Okay, Sarah orders these on every road trip.
Chicken strips.
Okay,
Chicken tenders.
Casey Free serves this.
Ice cream?
Yep.
My favorite.
Corn on the
Cob.
Oh,
What? You messed that one up.
It's hamburger, and like you usually make it in a pan, and then you put ketchup
Ground
on top
beef?
of it.
What?
No. Your mom makes it really good, I think.
I don't know.
Meatloaf. like
Mom,
corn
the
on it, and then it was supposed to be.
Stick around, you won't want to miss the Dragons Live Top 5. That's next.
We only have one life to live, so give it all you've got to give. Don't let anything or anyone stand in your way. And do it for the love, do it for the joy, do it for your girls, do it for your boys, do it for the rush, do it for the team, do it for yourself. Claim your destiny.
For gear and expertise, start at Shields and then get out there to do more of what you love.
Our very own AD Doug Peters is always fired up about something. Let's see what he's working on this week in Doug's desk.
Hey, I'm fired up you're joining for this week's segment of Doug's Desk. Hey, we are headed into 2016 homecoming on the Minnesota State University Moorhead campus. And I'll tell you what, the theme is Awake the Dragon. We are fired up. We have got a ton of events going on throughout the week. I am personally calling my championship in the chili cook-off on Thursday. Come out from 11 to 1 in the campus mall where we've got chili contest amongst the deans. I'm taking home the title this year. And of course, we have our distinguished alumni event on Thursday night, our Dragon Hall of Fame, where we've got outstanding Dragon athletes of the past being recognized for their outstanding accomplishments on Friday night, as well as volleyball. And we've got soccer and we've got football. Playing a night football game on Saturday. We've got a volleyball game before it. We've got the parade. All sorts of fantastic things going on this week. We encourage you and invite you to come out and join us. That's what we've got going on behind the scenes in Dragon Athletics, getting ready for homecoming. We hope to see you out throughout the week. You can find the entire list of events at dragonhomecoming.com. Look forward to seeing you there.
Here we go. It's time for the Dragons Live Top 5. At number 5, Dragons D was big against Upper Iowa all game long. Here's DeAndre Taylor with the INT interception in Dragon territory, helping keep the score close. The Dragons would eventually hold on for the 23-21 victory. The Dragons volleyball at number 4, Dragons against Minot State, trying to get the 3-set sweep. Here's Liesmeyer with the big block in the middle. Dragons would win in 3 straight sets over the Beavers. At number 3, Dragon football time. You saw it a little bit earlier in the recaps. Carr clapping away, finding a nice catch for Damon Gibson. Gets his feet in bounds for the touchdown. Dragons would win 41-24 in front of the home crowd at opening day. At number 2, Dragon soccer versus Southwest Minnesota State. Jessica Johnson with the long goal. Gets that to go for the Dragon victory, their second win of the season. Congrats to them. And at number 1, men's cross country at the Dragon Twilight, finishing 1 through 5. Dominating, Cody Christ takes the title and the win. Dragons celebrating by themselves at the finish line, waiting for everybody else to catch up. Congratulations to them on their win of the Fred Danke 6K. And that is your Dragons Live Top 5, brought to you by Valley Imports. A few things before we go. If you're a gamer looking for a Smash Melee tournament or a League of Legends tournament, Gravity Gaming and MSUM are hosting an event on Sunday, the 2nd at noon, called the FM Gravity Games. Visit msumdragons.com/gravitygames to register to win big cash prizes, or come watch as they play on our big video board all day long. That's msumdragons.com/gravitygames. Here's some homecoming events worth noting. I'll run through a few. Community Block Party on Monday night will be a great time in Nemzik, starting at 6, followed by our Buffalo Wild Wings pep rally with burning of the M following to finish the day. A great week of homecoming fun features the Dragon Athletics Hall of Fame dinner on Friday night. Visit msumdragons.com/16HOF. That's for Hall of Fame if you're interested in attending, with Dragon Volleyball and crowning of the King and Queen on Friday. Then Saturday, 2 p.m. parade around campus. Tailgating after that, swimming, volleyball, football, and fireworks to finish the week. I absolutely cannot wait. Finally, get the Fired Up app to win big prizes. Get the Dragons app to get all the info. Come to volleyball and basketball to play the Valley Imports Video Lottery to pick your prize, which could be one of 3 iPad Pros up there. So grab your phone, see you at the games, and as always, from Alex, Jess, and Anthony and the entire crew of the Go Team, thank you for watching Dragons Live, and good night.